Welcome, my friend. Have you ever felt your heart beat faster when someone asked you to speak in English? Have you ever stayed quiet, even when you knew the answer, just because you were afraid of making mistakes? If yes, then you are not alone. I was exactly like you. I remember sitting in classrooms, offices, and even at family gatherings, silently wishing that nobody would ask me to speak English. The fear was so strong that it stopped me from showing my real potential. But let me tell you something, fear is not permanent. Fear is only a wall inside your mind, and once you break it, a whole new world opens for you. Today, I want to share with you my own journey of how I started speaking English without fear. This is not just a story, it's a message for you, that if I can do it, you can do it too. So stay with me till the end of this video, because the steps I will share might be the exact keys you've been searching for to finally open the doors of confidence in English speaking. I still remember the first time I was asked to introduce myself in English. My hands were shaking, my voice was almost gone, and my mind went completely blank. Everyone around me seemed confident, but inside me, there was a storm of fear. The fear of being judged. The fear of making mistakes. The fear of being laughed at. Maybe you have felt the same fear at some point in your life. At that moment, I realized something important. The problem was not that I didn't know English. The real problem was that I was afraid to use the English I already knew. I used to think, what if my grammar is wrong? What if people laugh at my pronunciation? These thoughts trapped me in silence. But one day, I asked myself a simple question: if I never try, how will I ever improve? That was the turning point. I started small. At home, in front of the mirror, I would talk to myself in English. Simple sentences like, my name is, today I will, or I like. At first, it felt strange, but slowly, I got used to hearing my own voice in English. This tiny habit started breaking the wall of fear. Then I changed the way I thought about mistakes. Earlier, one mistake felt like a disaster. But later, I started telling myself, every mistake is proof that I am learning. I realized no one becomes fluent overnight. Every good speaker you see today once stood exactly where I was, full of fear and self-doubt. The only difference is, they didn't stop. They kept going. And that's what I decided to do too. Listening became my daily medicine. I listened to English podcasts, YouTube videos, and even songs. At first, I didn't understand everything, but I kept listening. Slowly, words started making sense. Sentences started to feel natural. It was like training my brain to accept English as something normal, not foreign. And once my ears got comfortable, speaking became a little easier. I also started writing a few lines in English every night. Just about my day, my thoughts, or my plans. The words were simple, but they were mine. And when I looked back at my notebook after weeks, I could actually see my progress. That small notebook became proof that I was moving forward, even if slowly. But here's the most important part: I stopped comparing myself to others. Before, I used to feel small whenever someone spoke better English than me. But later, I realized everyone has their own journey. Some people are ahead, some behind, but we are all walking the same road. The only person I needed to compete with was myself, the me of yesterday. Step by step, my confidence grew. I started answering questions in class, even if my answers were not perfect. I started speaking with friends, even if I made mistakes. And you know what? Nobody laughed. In fact, many appreciated my effort. I learned that people respect courage more than perfection. The day I gave my first small presentation in English, I was nervous, but I did it anyway. And when it was over, I felt free. That day I understood, fear doesn't disappear before you act, fear disappears after you act. Now, when I look back, I realize one truth: the key to speaking English without fear is not perfect grammar, not fancy vocabulary, not even a native accent. The key is courage, the courage to speak, the courage to make mistakes, and the courage to keep trying again and again. So, if you are watching this and you are afraid to speak English, let me tell you, your fear is lying to you. It tells you that people will judge you, but in reality, most people don't care. Your fear tells you that you must be perfect before you speak, but the truth is, you must speak before you become perfect. I am not special. I was just like you, scared, silent, and unsure. The only difference is, I decided to start. I started with small steps, and those small steps gave me big confidence. And if I can do it, so can you. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait to be flawless. Start today, even with broken English, even with hesitation. Because one day, you will look back and smile, just like I am smiling now, remembering the days when I was afraid. Remember, fear is not permanent. It's just a shadow. And the moment you step into the light of practice and courage, that shadow disappears. Speak, even if your voice shakes. Speak, even if your grammar breaks. Because every word you say in English is not just practice, it's a victory against your fear. So take a deep breath, open your mouth, and let English flow. Your journey to confidence starts the moment you decide to speak without fear. Before you leave this video, I want you to remember one thing: fear will always try to control you, but the moment you take action, you take back your power. Speaking English without fear is not about perfection, it's about courage. And every time you open your mouth, you are proving to yourself that you are stronger than yesterday. If this message touched your heart, if it gave you even a little hope, then don't let it end here. Stay with me on this journey. Subscribe to this channel, not just for more lessons, but for more reminders that you are capable of more than you believe. One day, you will look back and realize this was the moment you decided to change. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start today. Believe in yourself. And together, let's walk the path from fear to confidence.